Can you take a 30-year-old article, folks, a 30-year-old article, and turn it into a membership site? We're going to answer that question in just a moment after this. All right, welcome to episode 57 of the Content Profit Show, folks. This is your host, Jeff Herring, and today we're going to do some pretty cool stuff. A couple of announcements first. If you want to do one of these Content Profit Seats like Greg over here is, right below my name is contentprofitseat.com, where you can go and get one. And I'm telling you, this is the first week we've done 4 because we've gotten just so big, and we're now booking for July. So if you want one, go get it before July fills up. Now, one of the things I'm excited about today, folks, is this is the first guest over here that I've known for 50 years. Okay. Greg Smith and his wife, Linda, run Married and Love It. Married on Purpose and Love It. Or is it Married and Love It on Purpose?
Married and Love It on Purpose, and then you're still the one.
Okay. You're still the one?
Married and Love It.
Okay. Bonus points if you know who did that song back in the day.
New Orleans, whatever.
That's right. Good man. All right. I knew I could count on you. Now, see, Greg and I, we shot pool and played basketball for endless weekends to that song and others. We lived, 5 doors down from each other?
Yep, 5 doors.
And we had these pool tournaments in my garage all weekend long. Friends, cousins, uncles, my grandfather when he was there, and we'd play, take a break, shoot baskets, do some more. And so, Greg, I got to tell a couple stories. Okay,
go right ahead.
Because I promised one, in the email leading up to this. All right, so a lot of different things here. Greg was instrumental in getting me back involved in church back in 10th grade, which has lasted 50 years. So thanks. Yeah. Now, my parents also, for the first time they let me go on a road trip with friends, no parents, was with Greg and another friend named Rick to
some of that stuff stays in Jacksonville.
That's right, in Jacksonville. And do you remember on the way home, did we take 75 or 95? I don't remember.
95.
95. That makes sense. On the way back on I-95, we got into a chocolate donut fight with some friends that were passing us in another car, and both cars were all marked up with chocolate skins. We had to be crazy.
Oh,
but
yeah.
The one I talked about in the in the email was I was staying with Greg and his folks over in Daytona Beach, where I learned how to surf. But to call me a surfer would be doing a great injustice to surfers.
Yeah, 2-foot waves.
Jump on a board and stand up that much. And so Greg and I run out to get lunch or something. And now I want you to picture this. It's like 77, 78. Okay? We're in an orange Pontiac Le Mans with a white vinyl top cruising on US 1 in Daytona. And up coming on our right was the drive-in theater, okay, with this big marquee out there. And that summer there was this big, supposedly scary movie, it was dumb, out called Tentacles, right? Mm-hmm. Well, we're driving along and look up, and somebody had creatively come in and changed tentacles to testicles, okay? And I remember we almost wrecked. We were laughing so hard. So Greg, welcome to the show. How did you and Linda get involved in Married and Love It?
Married and Love It. We had been involved in the ministry for quite a few years. I guess this is over 35 years ago. And we hadn't done any teaching on marriage. And one day somebody had us come over to their house and do a teaching. And I said, what in the world am I going to talk about? So we decided to do a meeting on talk about marriage. And then that was only going to be one time. And we ended up staying for 2 meetings. And then Linda taught the next week. And then the next thing I know, we were doing a 4-week seminar where I worked to the whole staff and on marriage. And after that, it just came in our heart and we took off from there.
I love it. I love it. That's a great story. So, I used to be a counseling psychologist, and half of my clients were couples and half were teenagers and their families. And, you're in a good niche, because I remember sitting around with some guys in Tallahassee back in the day. most of them were state workers, and the governor was changing.
Mhm.
And so they were talking about what needed to happen for them to keep their jobs. And I was unusually quiet, and they finally said, Jeff, what, how come you're not saying anything? What do you need to happen, to keep working? I said, well, people just need to keep getting married and having kids. I'm going to be busy. So you guys got a great niche there. Now, as we move over to the article, I want you guys to picture, well, I can't ask y'all to picture something if we're away from the article. Okay, I want you guys to picture something. Okay. Now, you guys watching have known me for years, many of you, and my hair's always been white. Okay. This started when I was 21. Okay. But it's not always been this way. I want you to picture dirty blonde hair down to here. Okay. At least down to my collar. You got that? Now, over here with Greg, I want you to picture, it was almost black, wasn't it? Dark brown, black?
Yeah.
Pretty much down to here,
Mhm.
and a 70s porn stash. So, just think about that while we do this, folks, okay? All right, so here we go. Families of Destiny Preventative Maintenance.
That's
Now,
the old name of our
what's that?
ministry. That's the old name we went with before, Families of
Okay,
Destiny.
Families of Destiny. Okay,
Yeah.
and now it's Married on
Married
Purpose.
and Love It. Yeah.
Married and Love It. I like that better.
Yeah.
So the thing I love about this, Greg, and the challenge in this was like yesterday was a good challenge one because Cassidy had almost all her system worked out, but there were gaps and she was missing a great way to market. So we filled that in. This is, it's what, 29, 30 years old, right?
Yeah. Back in, 1994.
Yeah, right up there in the corner there. Like you can see me pointing to it. Jeez. All right. So the difference between maintenance and emergency, yeah. Crisis management, yeah, that's what most do. I love it what you're doing here.
Well, it works because we've been married 45 years now.
Has it been? Greg, I remember when y'all met, and the second time we were all together, I remember thinking, yeah, they're toast. You could just tell. All right. So what I want you to catch, folks, whether you're listening and watching live or on the replay, if you've got stuff laying around that's not used, I usually call it collecting digital dust. This is collecting real dust if it's sitting around. Okay.
Yeah.
This is hold in your hand stuff. And Greg and Linda have lots of it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to turn this in today. We're going to turn this into a membership site. Okay. If you remember today's email about this, I talked about 3 different models, and we'll get there. Okay. So we got the marriage article. Are you familiar with the website called Medium?
Yes.
Okay. Because I really want to get you guys on there because relationships is one of their biggest niches, most trafficked. So all those old articles, we can get on there. Anything you've got online, we can get in there, drive some traffic. And you've got, in addition to the courses, you've got various other content that's for sale, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so you got, how many courses do you have?
Well, we've got 2 that we've actually got together, and one of them we've got a whole syllabus and everything on. That's the marriage boot camp.
I love that. Do y'all dress in camo?
Well, actually, we did a few times.
Good. That would be perfect.
We did that a few times.
Start out with calisthenics.
Went out to the old Army Navy store and bought fatigues.
I love it. Are those still around?
I don't know. That was a long time ago.
I love it. I love it. All right. So Married and Love It membership, that by itself has got a ring to it. That's going to pull the right people. Okay. So right now, roughly, how many people do y'all have on a emailing list?
We're still working on that because we're just rebooting. So
okay,
we've got about 200 people on our Facebook group, but we haven't. We're just now getting everything kind of restarted.
Okay, and we can move them from Facebook to an email list, and then there's all kinds of ways through Medium and other ways to bring people in here. Couple of things. As people come through here, other content, the courses, new courses you create. I found over time that about a third of the people that take a course wind up in a membership.
Okay.
So if you've got 10 people, talk conservative numbers in here, you're going to get 3, 133, etc.
Right.
Now, let's talk about different models for memberships.
Okay.
And I'm really, really, really blessed to know a lot of people that do this really well. The first one is a woman named Liz Wilcox. She's down in our old stomping grounds. She's in Claremont.
Okay.
And she has this thing called the email marketing membership, and that's her thing. Okay.
Okay.
She delivers every Monday email templates that you just fill in the blank or take it the outline and create your own email, right?
Okay.
She has a once a month Q&A and a quarterly person coming in and training. I trained for her 2 weeks ago on Medium stuff.
Mhm.
Actually, that's where yesterday's guest came from. And then she has various courses, etc. But listen, this is what freaks people out when I tell them. She charges a whopping $9 a month.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Now, the cool thing about charging that much is it's a number that when things are getting tight and they're cutting things out, that's one of the last things they cut. You know, 'cause
Right.
you just don't notice them. Now,
Yeah.
people ask me, how does she make any money? Well, she has about 2,700 people.
Yeah, that
Membership.
multiplies.
Yeah. And you know what her crazy goal is? And if you met Liz and saw her personality, you'd agree with me. If anybody can make it, she can make it. She wants 100,000 people in her membership.
Oh, wow.
Now, that wouldn't be a bad month.
No,
You know?
no,
Okay.
no.
So that's model one. The next one is a very new one. It's called AI Success Club.
Mhm.
2 other friends of mine, Denise Wakeman and Andy O'Brien, and they've just raised their prices. They were at 21 a month or something a year, and now they're selling yearly or lifetime.
Mhm.
One because it's taken off.
Yeah.
Because they found this new thing where all these content people think the sky's falling because of AI. It's
Right.
just another tool.
Yeah.
And so they provide you every Monday with new prompts, which are new questions to ask AI, because it's all about the prompts, garbage in, garbage out. Like,
Right.
remember when we were coming up at, the computers were like these giant things in a cold room.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah. Yeah.
And so they do that. They do one training a month, one Q&A, and something else that I'm forgetting. Okay, so that's another model. But one of the things I want everybody to catch, they built their membership on 21 a month. And the people that came in on that are going to do that forever. Okay. And so with this topic, they got 300 members right out of the gate. And I'm one of them. And so the third model is another buddy of mine, Cindy Bidar. Hers, Greg, is called, do I hear the lovely yet beautiful Miss Linda?
Yeah, she's coming
Hey,
in.
Jeff.
Hey, Linda, long time no see.
Yes, it has been a while, hasn't it?
I'm glad you can join us. Everybody meet Linda, Greg's better half by far. Linda, I think I was telling Greg when he and I caught up that I was thinking the last time we all saw each other was at my
Already.
but he mentioned that y'all came through Tallahassee once and came by my office, which I have absolutely
Yeah,
no
we were
memory.
there for the Copeland convention.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I have absolutely no memory of it. I blame it on being almost 65. So welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure. Now, the third, we've been talking about models of memberships, and Greg can catch up on the other two. This one, what Cindy delivers, she's very, very systematic. So she teaches profit systems online, and she does, she has I've lost track, you guys, of how many courses she has, but there's dozens. Okay.
Mhm.
She does a weekly podcast, and twice a month she does a Q&A. Okay. Now you can get the podcast for free, but the courses and the Q&A and the other stuff are in her membership, and that's $47 a month. and she's got like 600-700 people in it. So
Mhm.
the numbers work.
Yeah.
So there are some models to look at. What I'm really big on, and I learned the hard way. What I'm really big on is keeping the service delivery as low as possible
Mhm.
to serve people well, right? Because what the danger when people get into memberships is to do what I did. I had something called the Article Marketing Teleseminar Club, and we met 5 teleseminars a month, okay, on 5 different topics. And it was kind of cool. I had my then 14-year-old son read the questions for the Q&A. But we were burning people out, and they were dropping out because they couldn't keep up, And I'm like, I'm doing something wrong here. And so here's what I want to talk with y'all about. You guys probably have enough topics to do this until, you're in heaven. So what feels more comfortable to y'all? One presentation or training a month, or one a week, or 2 a month?
You talking about for the group members?
Yes, for the group
Yeah.
members.
It could be 1 or 2 times a month.
Okay. 1 or 2, and then somewhere in there a Q&A where people
Yeah,
can
they
just
have a
come
Q&A,
and ask
maybe
questions.
special newsletter to them, maybe possibly.
Oh yeah, that would be a great thing.
Just things to add value to it for their money.
Yeah, a weekly or monthly newsletter. That's another great way to reach out and touch folks. Now, the thing about Q&A that people worry about is, well, what if no one asks questions? But I have a solution to that. I desperation helps you create things. And there's questions I usually get asked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all usually get asked, and I'll say something like, another question that comes in often is, and then I'll just ask it, and they don't know that it's not live,
Right.
but it's still serving them, right?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
What do you think, Linda? Weekly, monthly? What do you think?
The newsletter or the actual getting together with the member special?
Getting together with people.
I think starting out once a month, just because we need to get our feet wet and the time just goes so quick.
Yes, it does.
If we did once a month, but then I think then on a more normal basis is twice a month, which we can say we're getting ready to offer this for everybody twice a month. But I'm also evaluating their time.
Sure.
And, the families are just crazy on lack of time. And to commit to something and they feel like they're getting their money's worth, or they can manage that in their schedule, then, I want to respect that as well.
So if you did one of the questions and answer, I would assume it would maybe be on like we're doing right now. So that could be recorded. So if somebody wanted to pop into it later and listen to it.
Oh, yeah. Both would be recorded. What I'd suggest starting with is a presentation or training a month and a Q&A a month.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I think that's a good idea. That's good.
And we're not talking about hours and hours.
Right.
The
Maybe
presentation, 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
Q&A, 30 to 60 at most. Now, where I like to start people is at a place like Andy and Indy started, and like Liz still is, to get buying behavior, because you want to get the money flowing in.
Mm-hmm.
So somewhere between $7 and $17 a month.
Yeah.
17 is about the limit of when people go, well, we're cutting stuff, let's cut that.
Right. You're right.
And so if you're comfortable,
and I think people are like $10. That's not a problem too much.
Yeah. And if you even started at 7,
I think you're right.
You could do it. And, once you reach your first 50, it goes up, and those people are always at 7, but you let people know, hey, there's 2 ways to get more people. One, hey, this is going up, get in before the deadline. Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then those people that come after, you're going to be making a little bit more with. So that's good.
Yeah.
And then, we'll monitor it. Is one Q&A, one training enough? And then the newsletter, are you filling up? and we can set marking points about, okay, when it gets to this many, we're going to up the price.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now I know for sure getting you guys on Medium and some links back to do this is going to help. Making sense so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any questions so far?
No, I just thinking even if on the membership you could have one that might be men only and one women only too. Just as
Sure.
another
Or
way.
breakout times.
Yeah.
Or breakout
Yeah.
sessions.
Yeah.
The men only, the women only. And before you get scared about, because people have put up membership sites for months and years trying to pick the right platform, to deliver it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I love doing things shoestring. And one way you could do this is completely by email, and send them the link to a video that you're doing on something like this.
Mm.
Another way to do it on WordPress blogs, you can password protect all the content.
Okay.
Free. And not a lot of people know that, especially the people that have paid membership tools, because they don't want you to know that.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, we need to start wrapping here.
Okay.
Have you guys got a glimpse of the future today?
Yes. Yeah. I
Okay.
think it's right along with what we've been thinking since we started getting things cranked up here recently.
Yeah, when you and I talked a couple weeks ago, I thought this is not our timing. This is not our timing. All right. Well, guys, thank you for being such a great guest or great
Oh,
guest.
it's our pleasure.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
And then y'all hang around. We'll talk a little bit after we wrap up. Folks, I hope that you watch this with this in mind, that how can my content, two questions, how can I convert my content like this? And two, how can I get Jeff to help me convert my content? And that's right down there at contentprofitsheet.com. And we will be back for episode 58, and we'll see you then. And until then, folks, as always, you know what to do. Go use this stuff, because as you've seen, it flat out works. And we'll catch you soon.